Welcome, everybody, to Service Drive Revolution and your Friday drive-by. Say hello to Christian Lafferty.
Hello, everyone.
You know, most people are listening to this and they can't see you wave.
You don't think they can hear the bouncing back and forth?
No.
Dang it.
So, in continuation of our series on self-care, this is number 5 and it's the final one. And we're going to talk about social self-care. Social. What do you think that means? And let me tell you this. You're going to have a little homework. You're going to walk away with a little homework on this one.
Good.
But the homework is going to prove the point.
I'm in.
What do you think social means?
I think the way we interact with others would be my guess.
The way we interact with others. How do you interact with others? It's always the jokes, right?
Well, I lead with humor a lot, for sure.
Everything's a joke. Everything's super fun.
And sometimes I try to turn stuff into a joke that shouldn't be.
Do you know who George Hamilton is?
The really tan guy? Yeah.
The actor?
Yeah.
So I've told this story before, but I think it sets up very nicely what we're trying to talk about today. Is I had read an article with George Hamilton in Esquire magazine. And I used his idea that he shared in there for a long time. Because we traveled a lot, right? And so what he said in there is what he would do is if he was doing a movie or something in a city, he would go to one of the nicer restaurants in town. And he would go there to eat. He would introduce himself to the maitre d'. And then he would tell the maitre d', hey, I'm going to come here a lot. I want you to just take an imprint of my credit card. And whenever I come here with guests, in the end, we're just going to stand up and walk out. And I want you to just add a tip, add a 25% tip. And I never want to see a bill. Just run my card and add in the tip. And it was genius. And I did it. I also have been known to, when I go out to eat with people, go to the bathroom and slip a card. But, you know, I usually try to pick up the bill. So one day they were having this sale in Neiman Marcus. This was years ago. And there were 2 suits that I wanted to buy that were on sale. And I went in there to try them on. And I picked them out. And then the person helping me took me in the back in the dressing rooms. And guess who is there in the little dressing room?
George Hamilton.
Guess what kind of jacket he was having fitted?
Tom Ford jacket.
No, it wasn't Tom Ford.
Smoking jacket.
Bro, this jacket literally was like lime green with pink stripes.
Wow.
Like only he could pull that off.
Right.
Like it was unbelievable, the jacket, the color. And
aggressive.
How tan.
It definitely neon accentuates his tan, right?
And so I said, I read an article in Esquire that you did, and I tried it and it really worked. And he goes, oh, tell me, what was the article? Remind me. And I told him about how going to a restaurant, the whole thing. And he said, you know, I learned that from the president of MGM or something. And he said, the great thing about that is that people say like, oh, why would you pay for dinner for everybody all the time? And he said, but the thing is never go to dinner with somebody you wouldn't buy dinner for.
Wow.
Like, and so there's a couple things you can take from that is like, it's your time. Why spend time with people you don't want to be? Why would you spend time with people you wouldn't buy for? Why? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a flip on it, but it makes a lot of sense. Is only go to dinner with people you want to buy for, that you like enjoy company, and then you look like a badass because you just stand up and walk out and they think you got comped.
Right, they think you...
Right?
That's brilliant.
And so when we talk about self-care and being social, I want you to do a couple things, and you're gonna see the return on this right away. Is I want you to, for the next week, every day, I want you to send 2 or 3 texts or voicemails or emails to people in your address book that you've worked with before, known before, went to school, friends that you haven't talked to in a while, and just send them a text, something positive about how much you like them, miss them, something they contributed to you, something you learned from them. And do that to 2 or 3 people a day for 5 days, just Monday through Friday, or you could do Saturday through Thursday, or however that math works, and watch what happens. Watch the return that you get from that and how it feels. There's a quote here: as we lose ourselves in the service of others, we discover our own lives and our own happiness. Dieter Uchtdorf. Dieter Uchtdorf.
Very nice, Dieter.
That's not a joke, Christian. That's really his last name.
No,
Uchtdorf.
there's a Sprockets kind of impression going around in my head.
So the other thing is connect with some family members, right? But even in this time of COVID and lockdown and all that, I want you to have a dinner, or I want you to have a Zoom meeting or something with a couple people that you respect, that you want to spend time with. You need to be the one to ask. You need to go out and do it. But you'll be surprised when you ask somebody out to drinks or dinner that they'll actually go. Unless it's Christian. He'll be busy.
Is that the word?
Don't ask Christian. You're always busy.
I've got plans.
He's got a date.
Got schedules.
But think about social self-care and spending time with people that add value, that feed your soul, that you learn from, that you laugh with, that you care being around, and how healing that is. But the trick is, and that's your homework, is you got to give to get. So do that for other people and put a little effort into spending time with a better, I wouldn't say class of people, I would say people with a better mindset that are more positive and have a better outlook on life, and watch what happens to you, how contagious it is, right?
Yeah, and then would you say that, I don't know if there's no real data on this or anything like that, but the return is so much greater than the investment.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
That's so fun.
It's obvious, it's clear,
yeah.
It's common sense. It's gonna work. Do your homework. We appreciate you. A little food for thought going into the weekend. Watch this preview of what's coming up on the big show next week, and we'll see you again next time on Service Drive Revolution.
Next week on Service Drive Revolution.
We're going to talk about the top 5 things we are grateful for. Big news on the Christian Lafferty front.
I'm actually going to do 4 things in 6 days. You just described me like a car.
Kanye West 2024.
We've got 200 weeks left till the next election. That's a lot of shirts.
Would you move to Canada?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
I would.
And
we're trying to turn it into karate.
Yeah. I also like the fact that you're floating. I think it's kind of fun.
You know, people listening to this have no idea what you're talking about. Thanks for watching this week's Drive-By. I hope we gave you something to think about over the weekend. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.